Seth Rollins vs. Drew McIntyre has become a classic rivalry in WWE's recent history. Two of the company's best superstars going head-to-head can only guarantee a spectacular show. We might think this rivalry has only been brewing for a few years, but that's not true. The Architect and the Scottish Warrior have faced each other multiple times, and here at WrestleMania, we will look at every single one of them. Although Rollins and McIntyre weren't engaged in a full-fledged feud then, their first historic encounter occurred on July 26 of 2012. On that occasion, McIntyre painfully defeated the then-rookie Rollins, clearly saying he wasn't here to wrestle in any company. In June 2018, Seth feuded with Dolph Ziggler, an ally of Drew McIntyre. Both superstars clashed over the Intercontinental Championship, with the Architect claiming victory via disqualification after the interference from Drew. This rivalry continued until July the 9th, when Seth and McIntyre faced up again. This time, it wasn't for the Intercontinental title, but a stipulation at Extreme Rules. If Rollins won, McIntyre would not be at ringside during Seth's match against Dolph, a scenario that never came to pass. When it comes to premium live events, their stories are equally compelling. In 2020, Drew McIntyre faced the Messiah Seth Rollins one-on-one during the pandemic. Rollins launched a surprise attack on the Scotsman, who was WWE champion at the time, claiming Drew was stealing his destiny and that he wanted to save him from the inevitable.
This isn't about you. This is bigger than all of us. And look, you're going to be a great champion someday, but you're not a leader. I am a leader. In time, this is all going to make sense to you. And look, when that time comes, you can find me.
This led to Drew issuing a one-on-one challenge for the company's top championship at Money in the Bank. The show then arrived. Drew McIntyre vs. Seth Rollins. Drew was one of the company's biggest stars at the time, facing the Monday Night Savior. Both superstars showcased why they were the best, but it wasn't until the now famous Claymore that McIntyre secured the victory and retained his title. Then we moved to 2023, where Seth Rollins boosted the title of World Heavyweight Champion after several successful defenses since Night of Champions. Seth has just come off from a series feuds with Shinsuke Nakamura. During a Monday Night Raw, he declared that his reign as champion was truly beginning, only to have Drew crash the celebration.
And I want to level with you guys. Being your World Heavyweight Champion has been one of the great honors of my career, but I want you to know I'm just getting started, baby.
Man to man and say I want that world title match. Not only that, I want you as close to 100% as possible. I was thinking, I don't know, maybe Drew McIntyre and Seth Rollins for the world title with Crown Jewel.
McIntyre argued he deserved a top-tier opportunity at Crown Jewel, since his previous championship reigns occurred during an era with no live audience. Now, with everything back to normal, he sought glory once again. Their match opened the event, with the Scottish Warrior targeting the champion's injured back. Combining a pedigree and a stomp allowed Seth to retain his title, but the rivalry was far from over. Just weeks later, the two resumed their feud. The Judgment Day, one of the most dominant factions on the Red brand, began targeting big names like Cody Rhodes, Jey Uso, and Sami Zayn. Seth Rollins also fell victim to their attacks. Everything pointed toward a showdown at Survivor Series War Games in 2023. During a tag team match between Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso against the Judgment Day, Drew McIntyre appeared to provoke Jey Uso's defeat. McIntyre sought revenge against former members of the Bloodline and used this opportunity for a heel turn. Rhea Ripley convinced him to join their team for War Games. Even though Rollins and Drew didn't headline the feud, they exchanged blows during the Premium Live event, the outcome of which we all know. Now we jump to the last year, 2024. It was Raw Day 1, and Seth Rollins faced Drew McIntyre again for the World Heavyweight title. It was the night's main event. 2 weeks prior, Drew confronted Seth, claiming he didn't just want the title, he needed it to validate himself in his family's eyes.
I don't want your title. I need your title. I need that validation. I have to know all these sacrifices were worth it. Your wife is in the exact same position I am, sacrificing that time with her family. When a parent gets sick, and all we want to do is be by their side and hold their hand and be there for them when they're going through it, I will do whatever it takes to take that title from you at day 1.
And so, the day arrived. Seth freaking Rollins versus Drew McIntyre, the second chapter in their fight for the world title. Blow after blow, hold after hold, the match had no clear winner. An interference from the Judgment Day attempted to help Damian Priest cash in his Money in the Bank briefcase, but ultimately, a stomp from the champion secured his title defense. A few weeks later, Cody Rhodes won the Royal Rumble and chose Roman Reigns as his opponent. This left the final chance to fight for a world title to be determined in the Elimination Chamber. Drew McIntyre emerged victorious from that fight, becoming the #1 contender to face Seth Rollins at WrestleMania 40. The Visionary, deeply involved in the main event feud, somewhat neglected his title defense, a fact McIntyre exploited on the road to WrestleMania. On night 2 of the event, after a spectacular match, the Scottish Warrior finally had his moment, defeating Seth freaking Rollins.
Cover again on Rollins! McIntyre has won the World Heavyweight Championship!
Although we all know how the story ended.
Wait a minute! Oh my God! Punk loading up that brace! Blood between these two men! Oh my God! He's coming! Senor Money in the Bank! That's it right now! Please give him the world title!
It wouldn't be until July 6 that the Scottish Warrior and the Visionary would face each other again. After winning the Money in the Bank, Drew sought cash in the briefcase that night. Damian Priest and Seth Rollins were in a match for the World Heavyweight Championship. McIntyre had everything in place to claim the gold until CM Punk appeared as a referee to ruin the Scottish celebration. Seth and Drew went their separate ways for a few months until SummerSlam 2024, where a triangle of animosity involving these two and CM Punk took center stage. This culminated in a massive match at the event, Drew McIntyre versus the straight-edge superstar, with Seth freaking Rollins as the special guest referee. After several conflicts, McIntyre emerged victorious, putting his feud with the former Shield member on hold. By the way, let me know if you'd like me to make a video about the Drew vs CM Punk rivalry in the comments. The rivalry reunited recently when Seth Rollins faced CM Punk to headline the first Monday Night Raw on Netflix. Just a week later, both superstars clashed again, and of course, Drew McIntyre's interference was inevitable. Rollins and Drew are set to face each other again, headlining the 3rd episode of Raw on Netflix. Who will come out on top? Or this is just the beginning of a story that might conclude at WrestleMania 41.